Chapter 3, The Future of Science. When am I going to get in to see the secretary? The executive assistant stared down the brash intruder and said, "As I said before, Dr. Richardson, the Secretary of Health and Human Services is in conference with a private guest. Next, he is scheduled for a video conference with the president. You will have to wait." Richardson leaned forward. "If you don't give my message to Secretary Reed, there will be consequences." Threats rarely moved her, but her finger remained hovering over the intercom button. With a glare and an intentionally long hesitation, she finally punched through. "Mr. Secretary, Dr. Richardson is here looming over my desk and insists on seeing you right now. I told him you were busy." After a muted pause, the secretary said, "Show him in." With that, Richardson grabbed his briefcase, pressed towards the door, and pushed through, closing with a slam. The secretary stood at the side door, alone. "Mr. Secretary, I have some breaking news that I'm certain you want to know before the President's news conference tomorrow. Early tomorrow morning, a research team at the University of Alabama is planning a news conference to report their claim of conclusive evidence for the so-called intelligent design theory." Claim and so-called? The only way such news could be important is if there were scientific evidence that supports the theory. Mr. Secretary, genuine science does not allow for the religious dogma that motivates these claims. Until now, all scientists have rejected intelligent design theory out of hand because it's been exposed as creationism. Coincidentally, really amazingly, I just met the director of the UA research team on a flight to Seattle where he openly shared his underlying religious motivations. Though I can honestly say I found him sincere and likable, from my experience this sort is all the more dangerous. That is why I'm gratified to say that over the last 6 months I've been working with the UA administration on a strategy to guard against this mixing of science and religion. The only problem is that there's not enough time to debunk the claims of this character who has somehow managed to infiltrate the otherwise legitimate genetics research lab. Again, I do not understand what's the problem. These things come up all the time, and when the scientific evidence is found to be missing, the claims die in the vine. Richardson's eyes turned down and switched back and forth as if he were scanning the floorboards for a response, and then he said, "That's the problem, Mr. Secretary. Another top research institute, Johns Hopkins, is planning to report strong confirming evidence the next week." "I see. And how does this relate to the President's conference?" "Mr. Secretary, as you know, the NAS has a great deal of influence these days on how certain discoveries are rolled out to the public. In times like these, someone has to make a decision about what research best serves the public interest. What if the President were to push up her planned announcement of support for stem cell research, including the plan for international collaboration? That should grab the full attention of the public. I will contact our key representatives in the major outlets to push this story up to the front page. In fact, we can assure that it dominates the news for weeks to come. That might buy us enough time to put together a counter-strategy." "Are you sure that the politics will play well with the scientific community?" "Mr. Secretary, the scientific community recognizes this sort of thing as a threat to the very future of science. It's only the undereducated American public that entertains creationism. Europe and Asia don't have this problem at all. If we don't manage this story well, it could threaten public support for stem cell research and political momentum for the President as well." Reaching into his briefcase, Richardson pulled out a one-page document. "Mr. Secretary, here is a briefing I've prepared with some key talking points. I suggest you share it with the President." The Secretary quickly scanned the document from top to bottom and looked Richardson in the eyes. "Very well. Do what you have to do. I will make an introductory contact for you with Dr. Cooperson, Director of the National Institutes of Health. Right now, I need to prepare for a video conference with the President in 2 minutes. Please, I will have to ask you to leave quickly so that I can collect my thoughts." As Richardson moved to grab his briefcase, he noticed a bound proposal with a cover letter lying on the Secretary's desk. Quote, "Marketing Darwin Day, the reconciliation of religion and science." He noted the letterhead, Intercon, an intercontinental network of public relations firms, and a key signatory, the Very Reverend Lawrence Page, canon of Westminster Abbey. Hastily, the secretary placed the briefing over the proposal as though to hide it from view, and then ushered Richardson out the side door.